Ancient Kingdoms of the South in our virtual classroom, which is conducted by Brahan Mumbai Municipal Corporation of Greater Mumbai. Our today's topic name is Ancient Kingdoms of the South, and we will take a revision of this lesson. Let's see what are the learning goals of this lesson. First one, to know trades during ancient times. Here, trades means what? A person who buys things from where they are made and sell them elsewhere is called trades. Second one, to know kingdoms along the coast. Third one, to understand the time period of dynasties. These are the three goals which we will learn among from this today's session. In our lecture, we are going to learn three dynasties. First one, Chair, Pandya, Chola dynasties. Second one, Satvahana dynasty. And the third one, the Vakataka dynasty. Let's see the first one, Chera dynasty. Before to start to know about the Chair dynasty, uh, each students will must know about what is the meaning of the dynasty. Dynasty means what? Dynasty is a series of rulers or leaders who are all from the same family or a period when a country is ruled by them. So let's see the first one, that is Chair dynasty. In this map, you can see the Chair dynasty also, which is mentioned here. Let's see. Time period 4th century BCE or before that. It means that dynasty's time period was between the 4th century BCE or before that. Kingdom occupied the portion of both Kerala and Tamil Nadu. The Chera dynasty was occupied the portion of both states like Kerala and Tamil Nadu. Vanji was the capital city. The capital city of the Chera dynasty was the Vanji. In the periples of the Arthian Sea, mentioned as Mujaris is an important port. Uh, Here, the one name is mentioned, that is the periples of the Arthian Sea. First, we will see about what is the meaning of the periples of the Arthian Sea. See, this here there is one picture is given. This is a picture of a book where the Arthian Sea is the Red Sea, and the periples of the Arthian Sea, it means a handbook of Red Sea, and it gives information about the trade that went on along the Indian coastline. It means that this is a book which is gives the information about the trades of the Indian coastlines. So in that book, what is mentioned in that book, the Muziri's name, the Muziri's was mentioned. Meaning by the port, port means it's an area of water and the land nearby it where ships can take on and off goods and passengers. So the Muziris was an important port in Chera dynasty. Why was it so important? So here the answer of that question is given, that is Muziris was an important port because It exports spices, pearls, and precious stones to Rome and countries of West. Here, the emblem of Cheras is the bow and arrow. The emblem is given. What is the meaning of now emblem? Emblem means one kind of symbol to represent something, and this is the bow and arrow is one kind of symbol to represent Chera dynasty. Chera dynasty is mentioned in the Sangam literature in Tamil and in the inscription of the Maurya Emperor Ashoka. The word Sangam literature is given. Sangam means what? Sangam means to get together. And Sangam literature, what is the meaning of Sangam literature? It's a association of Tamil poets that flourished in ancient southern India. So in that literature also, Chera dynasty was mentioned. But in which language that Chera dynasty was mentioned? It mentioned in Tamil, and it also mentioned in the Maurya Emperor inscription of the Maurya Emperor Ashoka. We have learned about the Maurya Emperor Ashoka, who have changed his heart after Kalinga war and accept the Buddhism. See, here in this map, everyone can see about the periples of the Archean Sea, first century. This is the sea, and this here, this kind of trades which was taken in this area that was mentioned in that Archean Sea, periples of the Archean Sea book. Let's see about the Pandya dynasty. The Pandyas ruled over the southern region of modern day Tamil Nadu. It means that the Pandya dynasty was ruled in the southern region. That region nowadays we called as the Tamil Nadu. Madurai was the capital of Pandyas. The Madurai was the capital city of the Pandyas. Their emblem was the fish. Again, the word is given emblem. It means the symbol or sign, or the or one kind of way to represent the Pandya dynasty, and that way is the fish. And in the Pandya dynasty, what is given? High demands for the quality pearls. These are the small notes on the Pandya dynasty. Now let's see about the Chola dynasty. The Chola Empire was based in the Kaveri River Valley, which runs southeast through Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and the southern Deccan plateau to the Bay of Bengal. It means that the empires exist near to the Kaveri River, and which was runs southeast through Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, and the southern Deccan also. Their capital was Urayu. That place was near to the Tiruchirappalli town. Here, the tiger was their emblem. Again, the emblem or symbol to represent Chola dynasty was the tiger. The Cholas mention an efficient navy. Cholas gives or mention the efficient navy. Then again, King Karikala was a famous king of the Sangam Cholas. Among all the Chola dynasty, there was a one king who was very famous, and that name of king was King Karikala. See, here one map is given, and in this map, what is given? There is a emblem was present. So here the Chera dynasty, Pandya dynasty, and the Chola dynasty is mentioned. Here, first one we will look the first one, Chera dynasty. This is the Chera dynasty, and the Chera dynasty was represented, or the Chera dynasty's emblem was bow and arrow. This is the symbol of the Chera dynasty. After that, Pandya dynasty. This is the pink shaded portion shows the Pandya dynasty, and the representative symbol of Pandya dynasty was the fish. Now, Chola dynasty. The green shaded portion uh, shows the areas of the Chola dynasty, and this flag shows the emblem of Chola dynasty, which was tiger. It means tiger was an emblem or representative symbol of Chola dynasty. Let's see about the Satvana dynasty. Satvana's first to establish a dynasty in the Deccan and settled in the land between river Godavari and river Krishna. The Satvana originally were the vessels of the Chandragupta Maurya and paid a tributes to him also. The Satvana rule is believed to exist between early 1st century BCE and 3rd century CE. Here, the time period is shown that Satvana dynasty was from 1st century BCE to 3rd century CE. The Satvana kingdom chiefly comprised of modern day Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra. It means that the region or the area of the Satvana dynasty in that period, which was ruled by Satvana's rulers, that periods nowadays we called as Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, and Maharashtra. Their capital cities varied at different times. It means the as per the times, the capital cities changes as per the rulers or the times. Pratishthan, present day Pratishthan is present in Maharashtra, which we call as Paitan also, and Amravati were the capital of Satvana dynasty. There two dynasties were mentioned. First one Pratishthan, and second one the Amravati. Both were the capital of the Satvana dynasty. Here, Simuk was the founder of the Satvana dynasty. Simuk, it's a name of a king who was the founder of Satvana dynasty. Also, Simuk established his capital Srikakulam. They were the first native Indian rulers to issue their own coins with the portraits of the rulers. It means the Satvanas were the first native Indian rulers to issue their own coins with the portraits of the rulers. The coin legends were the Prakrit language. It means what? It means the first one we must be remember that Simuk was the founder of Satvana dynasty. Second one, Satvahanas were first native Indian rulers to issue their own coins with the portraits of the rulers. It means that on that on that coins, the picture of rulers was mentioned, and that coins also, and that coins, the the message or the name of kings or any other things was mentioned in the Prakrit language. These are these specialty of that Satavahanas um, dynasties. See here, one picture is given as Satvahana coins. Satvahana coins carry image of shapes. Here, this is the image of shapes. The specialty of that coins was Satvahana, that portrait of the ships was mentioned on that coin. And here again, one Chatyagraha was mentioned, the picture of Chatyagraha at Karle. It was also the art of Satvana's period. In the inscriptions in the Nanaghat caves near Junnar in Pune district bear the names of the important person of this dynasty. Gautami Putra Satkarni, Satvahana king, mother's name before their own. Here one name is mentioned, Gautami Putra Satkarni. He was a prominent king of the Satvahana's dynasty. He expanded his kingdom to include Konkan, Saurashtra, Malwa, and many other new areas. He also defeated he had defeated the Sakas and the began the Shalivahan Saka era. Here there is one another um, uh, speciality of is mentioned about the Satvana's king, that is Satvana king always gives mother name before their own name, like here what is here, Gautami Putra is mentioned. It means what, here the Gautami Putra Satkani gives his mother name before his own name, that is Gautami's Putra. Like that, the Satvana's rulers was famous for this kind of purpose, that they were gives their mother's name before their own name. A stone inscription in a cave at Nashik describes his deeds and valor. It means what? The stone inscription in Nashik. What is described? It describes the bravery of that kings. He had defeated the Shah king Nahapana. The Gautami Putra Satkani also defeated. Defeated means uh, um, defeated means if the battle. It means that the battle was happened between the Gautami Putra Satkani and the Shah king Nahapana. That time he was won the battle from that Shah king Nahapana. Gautami Putra Satkani, he is described as Tri Samudra Toya Pit Vahan. The name is particularly mentioned here, that is Tri Samudra Toya Pit Vahan. This name was mentioned for the Gautami Putra Satkani. Why? Let's see here. The next line shows us that why this name was mentioned for the Gautami Putra Satkani. First, we will see about the what is the meaning of toya. Toya means what? Toya means water. Three means what? Three means three. Here, three means three. Samudra means we all know about the ocean. Toya means water. Pit Vahan. It means what? It means one whose horse have drunk the water of three seas. It means that the king whose horse have drunk the water of three seas. And which are the three seas? First one, Arabian Sea. Second one, Bay of Bengal. And the third one, Indian Ocean. These are the three seas whose where from these seas the horse drank the water, and the king of that known as Sri Samudra Toyapit Vahan. During his reign, Satvana extended from the river Narmada in the north to the Tungabhadra river in the south. It means what? Satvana's extension period or extension area from river Narmada in the north to the Tungabhadra river in the south. Before to start our next portion, um, there is one another king, that is the last king of this dynasty was Sri Yajana Satkarni. And during his time, the empire stood divided on account of continual attacks of the Shakas. During this last um, king of dynasty, that is Sri Yajana Satkarni, what happened? The king was supreme during the Satvana rule, but for purpose of administration, the kingdom had been divided into provinces called Janapads. In his period, what happened? The kingdom was divided into province called Janapads. Also, some officers were appointed to look after the Janapads. Again, the self-governing institution looked after the cities and the villages also. It means that in the last king of the this dynasty created some kind of changes in his kingdom or in his reign, and these changes are like creation of the Janapadas. Then some officers were appointed to look after the Janapadas. It means to look the administration, to look management. Again, some self-governing institution looked after the cities and the villages also. And also, discrimination on the basis of the Varna system did not exist in this society. It means that that last king, the king, what his name here was, the king Sri Yajana Satkarni was um, eradicate the discrimination on the basis of the Varna system, and that system did not exist in this society, and women had status and held high officers. It means that women also get opportunity to uh, to build up their status and to achieve a high post officer. The Satvana followed the Vedic traditions, but they believe in uh, they believed and encouraged to other religions like Buddhism and the Jainism also. It means that Satvanas followed the Vedic traditions, but also they believes in Buddhism and Jainism. Satvanas promoted art, literature, and education also. And also, the literature was created in Satvana's period was in Prakrit language, and this language was known for the scholars and the common people also. This period also saw the creation of painting at Ajanta and other also. Now in our next slides we are going to see about the Ajanta caves and other things also. The famous poet work Gatha Saptashti in Maharashtra, a Prakrit language, was composed by the Satvana king Hala. I already told that the Satvana kings was promoted literature, art, and education. Here also, the poetic work Gatha Saptashti, which was in Maharashtra, a Prakrit language, and composed by Satvana king Hala. The name should be remembered, that is the king Hala composed Gatha Saptashti. This work provides information about the life of the people during the Satvana period. It means that that work gives us information about the life of the people during the Satvana period. Indian trade increased greatly during the Satvana period. Also, there is a so many changes were happen during Satvana period, and because of that changes, what happened? The Indian trade increased greatly or increased rapidly. Paitan, Ther, Bhokardan, and Kolhapur were recognized as important centers of trade. These are the important centers of the trade which were uh, takes place during the Satvana period. And from these centers, what happened? The trades among the people or among the other states were happen. During this period, many artistic objects were produced at these places. We already know that Satvanas gives promoted to art, literature, and the education also. And here, the in this period, what is given, the many artistic objects also produced. Indian goods were exported as far as Rome. It means that Indian goods were exported also to Rome. Let's see about the Vakataka dynasty, our next dynasty. That is Vakataka. This portion, blue shaded line, shows the extension areas or regions of the Vakataka's period. These are the region where the Vakataka's rulers rules on the kingdoms. The Vakataka dynasty. The Vakatakas were Brahmins. Their origins are not clear, with the some claiming they are northern family, while others claim they are originated in southern India. It means that origin of Vakataka dynasty was not clear. Some people are saying that they are belongs to a northern family, but some people are also saying that they are originated in southern India. We are not getting exact origin of the Vakataka dynasty. They have Sanskrit and Prakrit inscription which are similar to those belonging to southern Pallavas. See, from the people or from the literature, we conclude that this dynasty was belongs to from this area or regions. Like that, the Sanskrit and Prakrit inscription of that period, which are similar to the southern Pallavas. So we are called as they may be originated in southern India also. Also, no records of the Vakatakas have been found north of the Narmada. They are also mentioned in the Puranas. Again, we are having that there were no records of Vakatakas from the north of the Narmada, but also it was mentioned in the Puranas. These are the some statements. From these statements, we conclude that Vakatakas origins we don't know, but we are just guessing that it may be from a northern family and it may be from southern family also. A cave at Ajanta. It was we have seen about that cave at Ajanta, which is present in Aurangabad states nowadays, uh, and Aurangabad is present in Maharashtra. Aurangabad, Aurangabad cities, it might be said. Ajanta cave is present in Aurangabad city, and it was Aurangabad city is present in Maharashtra state. Again, in that next picture, we have seen about the Bodhisattva Padmavani. Let's see about the Harishen. Harishen was the king of the Vakataka. Varahadev, a minister of the Vakataka king Harishen. Again, uh, the king Harishen's in his administration member or management member, there is a one name Varahadev is mentioned. Varahadev is a minister of that Vakataka king Harishen, and who was a follower of Buddhism also. And cave number 16 at Ajanta was dug at his instance. It means that at his presence or in his duration, what happened? The cave number 16 at Ajanta was built up. We have seen the picture of the Ajanta here also. Ajanta, which is present in Aurangabad city, and Aurangabad city is present in Maharashtra. And that Ajanta caves shows us about the Buddhism religion. We have learn about that he was a follower of Buddhism. See in this picture also, if, everyone can see about the statues of the Buddha. It means that here the Buddhism spread of Buddhism was took place. Let's see about the literature in the Vakataka dynasty. First one, Setubandh. Setubandh, the literature which was composed by Pravarsan. Here, second he is mentioned, not the 11. The Pravarsan second king. The second one, Meghdut. Meghdut composed by Kalidas. These are the two literature which were composed by uh, and different poets. That is Pravarsan second king and the Kalidas. These are all about the literature which was promoted in Vakataka's dynasty. Let's see about the recapitulation. I will ask some questions which was I will ask some question which was based on today's our session. So my first question: Muziris is a blank on the coast of Kerala. It means that fill the blank here, and the first option for the first question is port, and the second option is market. So, students, tell me, Muziris was a port or a market of the coast of Kerala? Yes, anyone, any student will tell the correct answer of this first question, that is, Muziris was port or the Muziris was market of coast of Kerala? Yes, anyone from 6th standard students? I already taught you that Muziris was a yes, it was
Port.
port, correct. And it exports what? It exports the pearls, then precious stones also. Very good. My second question: King blank was the founder of Satvana dynasty. Here two options are given. First one Ashoka and the second one Simuk. So
B.
tell me, who was the founder of Satvana dynasty?
Simuk.
Very good. Correct answer, beta. Simuk was the founder of Satvana dynasty. Let's see third one. Meghdut, the literature was written by Pravar Sen or Kalidas. Who wrote?
Pravarsen.
Yes, here only I mentioned that Meghdut. Who see Meghdut and Setubandh. Yes, Setubandh wrote by Pravar Sen and Meghdut was written by
Kalidas.
Kalidas. Very good, Kalidas. The next question: Who was a follower of Buddhism? Who was a
Vardhan.
follower? Huh?
Varadev.
Oh, very good, beta. He was a follower of Buddhism. Very nice. So these are the recapitulation question. Now we are going to see what are the questions for assignment. First question: Write down about your favorite historical place. Here, historical place is given. Some students are about the Ajanta caves. Some students like Taj Mahal or any other. So you are going to write your favorite historical place. The second question: What goods were exported from Muziri port? You are going to write the goods which were exported from Muziri port to Rome. And the third one, find out more information about Ajanta caves. You are Each student of sixth standard will find out about the Ajanta caves. These are the three questions for the assignment, and here now we are going to stop our lectures. So thank you to all students.
Teacher.